Bliss and power every minute, every hour. Aunt Bishop Gang is calling on the scene, showing love, kicking it today, twisting up a garb and enjoying the day, just max relaxing. I got some writing down last night. I wrote this song. I just got done practicing a little bit. Practice a little more for it. Then I might lay it down. It's a song. It's a free track I was given. I came up with a better title for it last night, but it's a song featuring Sean Kingston. But I thought about what I wanted to talk about today, and it's pretty amazing. It deals with the superior man, and it deals with just working out. I found out about 3 years ago. Working out really wasn't optional for me. I really need a outlet to burn off some of the excess energies. And by excess, I mean like excess sexual energy, like, because any woman that's been with me knows that I can have a lust that can't be satisfied. So I think that also translates to high levels of spiritual power and high level of creative capacity as well, creative genius. So I can create all day and all night. But I found also that the biochemistry of people in America is really off because of our diets and because of the food and the soils and shit. So I found that once I started working out more consistently, that I started to have a better flow, a better vibe, better flow in general. So I made sure that I started incorporating it. That's the standard. That's the standard, to make sure that I work out and I build my body. What I found out though, what's interesting, is really dope, because Joe Rogan really broke this down. And I seen an interview with him one time. Well, he might have been interviewing somebody, but somebody started asking him questions, because he's a beast. He's like 50 years old, and he's a beast. Matter of fact, he was explaining it, and they was trying to figure out like what the workout regimen. He said, man, shit, all I do is fuck with the kettlebells. He said, yeah, I just need, and look at the results. It's like, no, these kettlebells really get it done. And that's not really popular. It's not as popular as the conventional dumbbells and stuff. So I made note of that, because I was like, damn, no, Joe Rogan is pretty strong. I didn't even know he was like on that mixed martial arts shit for a long time, until he, because I first came across him through Commentator and through the Fear Factor show. And it was like, damn, this motherfucker is very inspirational. He actually coaching motherfuckers through the challenges. And then next thing you know, he showed up in the UFC where I was like, damn, what the fuck is Joe Rogan doing in that world? But I didn't obviously know that that's his bag. That's one of his bags. So it's like, now it makes all the sense in the world. So he's really beast mode at 50. He works out. I just seen another clip of him, and that was earlier today, that he did somebody challenged him to do if they could do more push-ups than him, and I think they did probably like 35 straight, and he did like 75. And it was funny because he said that guy's push-ups didn't count, which I don't think they did, especially if he did 35, looking at his size or whatever. But Joe did 75. He's 50 plus, and anybody who could do over 70 plus straight push-ups is in really great shape, like an elite shape. Over 75 straight. If you can do over 50, you're in really good shape. And the standard is really like 30 straight. Like every man should be able to do 30 straight of reasonable build. So I was like, damn, that's interesting. He's just doing kettlebell shit. I know he probably does his Brazilian jiu-jitsu stuff. So that's pretty dope. Okay. Then I seen another clip. It was like a short, but it was showcasing these bodybuilders. And these bodybuilders were all trying to lift it was a high number, but it was in kilos. It might have been like 64, 65 kilos or something like that. And but it was in the form of these big cement bags or something like that. They were like cement or soil. There was probably like 6 or 7 of them, maybe even more. There was a lot of them, but they were all stacked up on top of this wheelbarrow. So all these bags stacked up on top of this wheelbarrow, and they were trying to see if they could lift it up. And both of these guys were really big. They were like, they were really like bodybuilders, like professional bodybuilder size. They were so big, and they had some height on them too. But neither of these brothers could lift up this wheelbarrow and move it at all. They kept tipping it over as they was trying to lift it, but they could not lift it up. And helping these two cats was this, like, he looked like he was probably like a villager or something. But he was like really like, his body was not, developed and built at all. He was kind of skinny. He was probably a little bit shorter than those guys. Like I said, they was tall. They were taller. They might have been like, maybe low sixes, high fives. So he was about the same height. His bow came out of nowhere. He was about the same height. So he was much skinnier than them. He was much thinner than them. But he was able to lift this wheelbarrow. This dope, bro. Probably dope. I wonder if the camera picked up on that. Yeah, it did. That's dope. This brother who looked much smaller than them, he was able to pick up this daggone wheelbarrow. And he was two different bodybuilders. They were massive. They were like Brock Lesnar type of big. Like they were big. They were big, like old traditional wrestling type of big. They had that type of size and stature to them. And neither of them could lift up that wheelbarrow. And this brother lifted it up and moved it. He lifted it up and rolled it like 9 or 10 steps and then put it down. And he was so small. Like he was so regular size. He was like below average. Like he doesn't go to the gym at all. So it really made me think, like, and it really confirmed something, like, that we in the West, we often confuse, we are amazed and entertained by the bodybuilder, and the bodybuilders are strong. But the way that we're gaining this strength and the way that we're gaining this muscle is different than what folks were doing in the past. And this is why we have this term called like old man strength. So old man strength is something that's generated over time through using muscles, doing different types of work. And so that's a different type of strength than bodybuilder strength or weightlifting or going to the gym strength, So that old man strength is something that's conditioned over time, using various muscle groups to jointly to do a particular task of work. And usually that's done for a period of time, since we're talking about, hard work. So that's usually like years of somebody working out from like 8 to 12 hours, something like that, more times than not. And this is how you end up getting and this is why these people are so strong. They'll be working out for 8 to 12 hours over years. And if their body can sustain itself and hold itself on and continue to rebuild itself, we don't have to get big to gain and to become very strong, very powerful. So it just makes me think about like walking trails and hiking trails with packs and stuff like that. Like the other day I had walked home from the store with my groceries, and I had a lot of I had about $100 worth of groceries. It was over $100 worth of groceries. So that's a lot. That's a fair amount of groceries, no matter what really you're buying. And I bought reasonable stuff that I normally buy. But I didn't mean to buy that much, cause I was just going to get a lift home. And then when I seen how much it was and how long I was gonna have to wait, I was like, man, I could just walk home because I'm so close. But it was a lot of stuff. But I was like, well, it's a better move to me, because now I get to work out, make myself stronger, and say that I was able to get this stuff home. And that was a lot of groceries. And I've done that before. I've done it with water, and I had 4 gallons of water, and I had my groceries. And and that was a heavy task. So I wasn't able to like walk that one straight home. I had to take a few stops because it was heavy as fuck. But the bag survived up until I got to the last step. So I thought that was amazing, because that didn't have to happen like that. Because I was like, these bags don't give out before I give out, but I'm about to get this stuff home. So I felt it all in my shoulders, like even now still. And this probably was like Friday or Saturday, and today is Wednesday. but I feel it all in my shoulders and in my back now, And just from holding those bags and walking with them for so long, yeah, that shit got my shit sore. But that was a good fucking shoulder workout. Probably better than it would have been if I just would have had dumbbells and did shoulder shrugs. So it's amazing how like hard work and how like it's amazing how the farmer cats, the old country boys we call them, that strength is that strength is unparalleled, and it's often not really measured in gyms because you can't it's often not measured in gyms because it's like the way they gain the strength and it's not done with traditional movements, but oftentimes they are strong as hell. So I think kettlebells is a really powerful tool to use in working out because it kind of simulates, I think, as close as possible to that type of work regimen, the kettlebell. Whereas the dumbbells, they're kind of rigid and conventional, and they don't have as much fluid motion with them and as much range of motion with them because you kind of compartmentalizing body parts. Whereas kettlebell workouts, they're going to be like multi muscle group workouts because of the type of it looks like something that would have been like a bag, just like a weighted bag or something that could have been used throughout centuries, that when people are trying to work out, they could have been using something like a kettlebell over a dumbbell, or a flat bar or something like that. So it's something I wanted to start incorporating in my workouts, but Joe Rogan really brought it to my attention because he was just emphasizing his how solid, how really good of shape he's in, and he's really solid body style. He's also probably a carnivore too, but I don't knock it. I'm just saying that's different. I don't eat any flesh, so that's always different when you building muscle and you growing muscle, but you're not a flesh eater, because now your diet is like our diets are typically different, and how we gain the quality of carbs and proteins is different for us. So we have to do different things to balance it out and make it efficient for us. But yeah, I think it's an interesting fact to take into account, to combine the gym workouts with the kettlebell workout as well, just so that you can get that full range of motion and strength with your working out. And I was talking the other day to some young brothers, and I was saying that working out really isn't optional as a man. You have to find time to kind of push your body so that you can continue to grow your mind and clear out also different emotional blockages and stagnation that pop up when you're not like ventilating the body and not moving energy through and not circulating at a high level. You start to get energy blockages because and things get pent up. You get pent up energies and get pent up emotions, and now people become bitter, and their emotional range is brittle, and they snap at anything that pops up rather than being able to go with the flow and having understanding and having grace, and rather than that, it's like men will just be built up and ready to snap at anything. Like I said, that emotional range is very limited. So, and we want to get out of that because we want to be the example of a solid source of emotional stability. But the best way to do that is to continue to push your ranges and your boundaries of your physical body, so that you're controlling the physical body and you're refining the body using the spirit. You know what I mean? And then in turn you're getting to regenerate emotional spaces because you're able to do great work. You're doing work on yourself. So and it allows these energies to just flow through you and push through you, and like you increasing your exhaust, you're optimizing your exhaust system. When you're working out, when you're breathing heavy, when you're pushing yourself, and like I said, you push it past your limits, pushing past your limited beliefs of not being able to get another set in or not being able to get another rep in, and you continue to elevate that. You continue to elevate your weights and stuff, and it just helps with your personal challenges. So It's not for not to compete with anybody else. It's just to to continue to grow yourself. And like I said, you really start to balance out your biochemistry as a man by doing that, and optimize your emotional stability. You know, so it can't be stressed enough, especially with so many types of just different types of toxins and estrogen producing toxins being introduced in our society, in our food system, and in our through containers and such as Tupperwares, things like that. In the soft plastics that like a lot of water jugs are in. Being able to refine the body and rebalance the body is extremely important, and it's not something to be taken for granted. So, yeah, get you a kettlebell. I plan on getting a kettlebell soon. I need to upgrade my dumbbell that I have anyway, but I plan on getting a kettlebell real soon. Working on some kettlebell exercise. I think that'll be great. I definitely, and I also want to start hiking as well. Start finding some rain. I found out there was a good app called like All Trails or something like that. I seen. And eventually, once I get some more things settled, I want to start really just hiking more with a pack. Not because I want to stay out nowhere in the woods, but I want to continue to keep my leg muscles and my foot muscles strong as well. Because that's something that happens when people aren't really active like that. And I'm active, but I'm not running and playing basketball like I used to. And I will though. Once I change houses, I plan on getting a goal. But just keeping your body physically active, it helps optimize your mind and your emotional space so that you can deal with situations in the best lights and help other people deal with their situations in the best lights too, And that's important. I had to put that salve on my face. I'm trying to clear my skin about that. I was using that fucked up soap out of love because it was a gift. But yeah, it was definitely not of the purity I like to deal with. And my skin fucking broke out immensely. It was all sorts of big ass bumps on my fucking temple and my forehead. I'm like, man, what the fuck is that? Like, that's not even how I roll, but it's okay. About time to get my hair. I look definitely like a Ross man now. But yeah, just showing some love and wanted to drop that game about just work out your body. Make sure you get yourself in the gym. You don't even have to go to the gym. Just get yourself a dumbbell, get yourself a kettlebell, and just do some exercises. Do some calisthenics. Get you an iron gym if you don't have one. If you can't have one, I know a lot of homes and where I'm at, they're older homes, so their doorways are wider. So you can't really fit an iron gym on those doors. But I still use a dumbbell and I still can push up. I found some. And in iron gym, you can always use for push-ups and dips as well. But I use little push-up bars, like pads that I came across that somebody had left, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll need them. I'll use them." So I use them now for my push-ups there, and just pushing my body, just pushing my body, working on my body, and I'm gonna get better and better at it. And really, the main thing is to start to increase the quality of the diet. Once you increase the quality of the diet, you can really start to build it up how you want to, rather than just pushing it to the limits. You can start to build it. But even with just building, it's better than nothing. The main thing is that you're exerting force over your body and not allowing your body to force you to do things. That's a critical key. It's one of the biggest and best tools that we have. And if you can combine that with, limiting your ejaculations as a man, you can really start to become a formidable individual in the innate power that you possess. Yeah, you really can. So this is these are the path. These are some of the keys into being a superior man and living that superior man life. And generating that energy and being perceived as a man of high caliber. As a man of high quality. It's because you're able to control and manipulate your own energies. You're not trying to direct force over somebody else. You're directing force over you're directing your will over your life to do those things that you know that you want to do and need to do. So always, always, always Stay strong in heart, mind and heart. You know, continue to create. Explore different channels of creation. You know, and don't be scared to try new things. You know, always create from your most optimal timeline. You know, it's great to release, but it's also great to create and project what you desire and create it in a space as though that desire is made manifest now. Being able to write in that way, draw in that way, um, you know, speak in those ways, even if they're personal prayer affirmations that only you hear. I feel like that's really pivotal in just being able to create the world that you desire and ground the reality that you desire. So commit to your great. I love you. I cherish you. Bliss and power to you. Bishop Genghis Kwan, showing love. Stay encouraged, be inspired, be empowered. May you be blessed in every aspect of your life. May every system within your body be optimized. May you continue to release and renew elements from your body, be regenerated, be rejuvenated in every aspect of your world. May your friends and your coworkers and your associates and your family, may everybody around you be blessed. May the people that know you be blessed. 7 times 7 on down the line. May all your wishes and goals come true that are best beneficial for everybody around you, and may you continue to level up in your journey of life and in love. So, wishing you the best. Sending love, bliss and power every hour. Bye for now, but not for long. Talk to you soon.